What's good with y'all? It's Keymajor back with another video for y'all today. Today we're going to be breaking down the sample on that dark orchestral Cubeatz type of vibe. So let's get straight to it. So here we're on the FOP. I'm going to make this video real short and sweet because the sample is pretty simple. The first layer I went into keyscape and I used this wing upright mono dark piano and I laid down this melody right here. But for this melody, I just started with my root note, which was C sharp, and I took it up an octave, and I had this very basic bass notes playing. And then for these two notes right here, I just did a C sharp minor, which is C sharp, E, and then G sharp. And then for the G sharp, I just took it up an octave. Then I added this A on top to give it a lot of tension, give it a real dark and scary feeling. That right there alone was the main foundation. That was to really set off the mood, that dark horror movie type of sound. Then I just added this little pattern on top. Lastly, to make it sound a lot more realistic, I did Alt R to randomize the velocities down here, and Alt S. As you can tell, a lot of these are not on the grid. That's what gives it that real humanized feel. As far as the effects, I had this RC20 to start it off, and I had this Sweeps EQ where I'm raising some of the highs and lowering the lows, just to kind of modify the sound a little bit. Then I have this compressor, really compressing the sound, giving it that old vintage feeling. And then lastly, just this ozone imager, just making it a little more stereo because the sound was very mono. Here's how it sounds without the effects. As you can tell, it's a pretty huge difference. It gives it a lot more of a harsh, vintage, dark type of sound to it. Now after that, on top, I layered this little sample I got from tracklib, and I just took the first part of it. Now I know a lot of you might want to know what strings it was or what string VST I was using, but it was a sample from tracklib. But I still got some more string sauce to show you. I added 2 string patterns later in the sample. Here's the first one. So for this one, it was very simple. It's really all in the sound selection, and the sound that I use is from Falcon, the Bohemian violin. I just took all the reverb off, and then I laid down this pattern. It does not let you play 2 notes at the same time, so you have to create 2 different patterns, and I wanted to harmonize the violins. So here's the first pattern. And then here's the second pattern. And together they sound like this. So by themselves they sound cool, but they sound very empty, so I wanted to harmonize them and have them complement each other. And then for the effects, I had one panning to the left and one panning to the right, and they're both routed to this main mixer track, which on here I have this spring reverb on here with the decay and the blend. I just messed a little bit. I have this Sweeps taking out a lot of the highs to give it that old vintage type of sound. I didn't want it to sound too clean and crisp. I raised some of the mids and I took out most of the lows, and then another EQ doing the same type of thing, lowering some of the mids, and then this ozone imager making it a lot more mono, and then lastly just compressing the strings. Going on to the last string pattern, I use Sound Paint, and in here I use this bank right here, the Adastro Solo bundle, and I use the viola and I play this pattern. Now this is actually the same exact pattern as the keys I played earlier. I just wanted this one to layer on top of the piano. I didn't want this one to stand out too much. As far as the effects, like I said earlier, it's the same effect chain. I just tweaked it to fit the strings. And as you can tell, I like to pan my sounds left and right just so they all have their own pocket in the sample. But last but not least, I use this keyscape and I use the Rhodes piano bass. And this was just to lay down a very simple bass melody under the piano. So for this bass pattern, I literally just copied the same pattern from the piano, and all I did was I added this little glide in between just to spice it up, give me some more variety. That's pretty much it. I came up with this very simple arrangement of all the sounds, kind of having it spread out through the sample. As far as the master, sound shifter on here, pitching it up by 2, and I had this soft clipper making it a little more louder. I exported that, and then this was the final sample. So that's pretty much it for the sample. It's pretty simple and easy to replicate. You just need to focus on sound selection, having nice high quality sounds. That's pretty much it. If you guys did enjoy learning something new, if you guys did, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you can see more videos. If you guys are in need of some new sounds, better sound selection, first in the description, I got all my kits. I just dropped a bunch of new kits last month, all currently on sale, limited time only. You can see them over right here in the left hand corner. We got vocals, we got multi kits, analog lab banks, drum kits, one shot kits, phrase kits, everything on that site. With that being said, if you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next video.